Composers have always aspired to the new and unknown. In any era, some musicians kept up with the times and, under the influence of new art trends, revealed and invented their ways through musical means of expression. Expressionism in music is a reflection of the human soul. Expressionism rejects any traditions, classical forms of musical composition, tonalities, and other formal restrictions of styles, classicism, romanticism, rococo, in music, and this is its main distinguishing feature. However, this becomes the main problem of perception of this music for an inexperienced listener. The music of the Impressionists is just as poetic but more expressive. Impressionism in music was manifested by the desire to convey the composer's mood and emotions, which are certain symbols for himself and listeners. If one compares it with Impressionistic painting, which sought to display an impression, then music in the style of Impressionism sought to impress listeners with the help of symbols acquiring meaning, subtle psychological nuances. It is the desire to convey the subjective impression of the author. The widespread use of dissonances, unusual timbres and consonances becomes important. Melodism fades into the background for the sake of harmonic sounds of the ninth chords, quartoquint sequences, sudden dissonances. During the period of transition from tonality to atonality and the discovery of a composition with 12 tones correlated only with each other, many were convinced that large musical forms could be realized only by focusing on texts, since it was the point that gave the work completeness and internal continuity. Thus, after the collapse of the tradition, the main category was the concept of musical logic. In addition, the first deputy of the tonality was a return to an even older tradition, justification of the musical process as an embodiment of the text and not as a development from its internal resources. Thus, the use of complex techniques such as dodecaphony makes this music's perception a very complex process. Most listeners get used to the fact that classical music has a strict sequence and a clear structure. It also uses euphonious chords and their variations. Expressionist and impressionist music is characterized by many non-standard solutions used to convey the inner state of the composer. However, the validity of using a particular musical technique requires some preparation from the listener. Study Corgi can help you make your studies smarter. Visit studycorgi.com for more samples like this, study tips, and writing tools.